Hello and welcome back to this speed run and walkthrough for Chris Sawyer's Locomotion. We've been making pretty good progress here on the challenging stages. Next up, I believe, is going to be Feed Flintrock, starting in 1920 here. We'll get to Keystone Keys, Bottleneck Blues, Clifftop Climb, and we'll wrap up. Actually, we have Rails Against Roads, and then we will wrap up with uh, also Bottleneck Blues, I guess another one in the 1950s, and we'll wrap up with Cyclade Capers. So we're gonna do. Whoops! I picked even the wrong one. Let's let's try that one again. All right, so we're gonna be at Feed Flintrock. So this is a pretty interesting stage. It's a fixed map. Basically, the idea is just need to achieve a certain profit from vehicles, and the advantage or the way it's set up is that you want to transport goods and foods to Flintrock. It is a gigantic city. I think it's as big as the scenario editor will let you make it. So really the idea and the reason it's so big is so that you can uh, transport good and foods pretty easily without having to develop the city. You can get a lot of stations in here, a lot of opportunities to get goods flowing through. So there isn't really any set rhyme or reason here. Obviously, goods and food are really easy to bring to Flintrock, but where to start? I mean, there's some decent industries all around. I like to focus on this oil refinery right here just because it's got a decent amount of flat land for us to set up like supply chain, or not supply chain, but rather row stations, get a lot of trains coming in here. And I mean, we can bring from any of these other oil wells. What I will say is that some of these promises end up being broken, similar to some of these other stages that start super early on, like 390 tons, 360 tons of oil. It's not actually going to be that great for us early on, but if we have enough trains, then we have a good opportunity to get that number up. And furthermore, the more oil we bring into this oil refinery, the more goods we will have to deliver to the city. Again, the objective here is profit from vehicles, so we really need to make sure that our vehicles themselves are getting long stretches of coverage without being overly expensive. So this oil refinery might look pretty close, but what I end up doing is actually bringing it pretty far away to the other side of Flintrock there. So I'm going to spend the bulk of my money just getting us up and running with one railway. We will add to that over time. And the ultimate goal is that once we have a little bit of a cash flow, we can set up a few buses, trams, and really get our income flowing. So without further ado, let's get this rocking and rolling. Oh man, I really do not like the texture of this map. That's just so annoying. Let's get our colors squared away first, actually. All right. We're going to start out not making this station row. I don't anticipate there's going to be a ton of trains there to start. I will, however, try to get this one as neat as possible. This is the 1920s. We don't really have to worry too much about... Actually, I will start from here. Yeah, that'll work. We don't have to worry too much about like trains going super fast or over the right bridges. We're probably not going to get that far. And that should do it there. That's my mistake. I forgot to set up a station. We'll do 9. I think that'll be pretty reasonable. Let's see here. Should be plenty of room. And we have Baldwin available. It's going to be pretty good. Lots of industries popping up. So again, name of the game is profit of vehicles. So I'm going to be looking to get as many cars as I can. Baldwin usually does okay with carrying 100 to 120 tons. So we'll start there. That's 10 cars there. Should be more than fine. As you can see, that ate up most of our initial loan. And looks like we do have a decent amount producing here. So wasn't the full 390 as promised, but not terrible. 280 tons per month. Uh, yeah, we get decent acceleration here. And again, the name of the game is vehicle profitability. I'm gonna go with this. I'm not gonna screw myself here. I'd like to actually. I know this is going to end up being expensive, but it is going to help us in the long run. That should be in line. Excellent. We're going to make a nice, generously sized loop here. Not that it has to be too huge, but we need a lot more cash. Again, this is the 1920s, so cash is going to be flowing in that quickly. We're going to try to do one in, one out, so like we're going to have all of our tracks coming in pretty much right here. I might opt to make this a little bit longer later, but there's no reason to go too crazy otherwise. We need, I think, one more. Yep. If this one oil refinery picks up the pace quite a bit, we will make it a row instead of a terminus, but there's not a ton of reason to do that right now. However, I do anticipate having enough trains to merit the double platform terminus be worthwhile, even though it is fairly far away. Hopefully it knows to go the right way there. Actually, that's not exactly what we want. Well, all right, so here's an interesting one. Why would I have my trains going the wrong way? This is North America after all. The reason is simply because this is a much shorter path to get into this station block here. So we'll skip one of those, block this off very minimally so we can get another train going. All right, and there's 294 tons of oil here, so we could definitely justify a third train. And maybe we'll get a fourth. We're probably not going to have enough product, honestly. However, as promised, we do need to get a couple more blocks here. And once again, the rule of thumb here is about like one train length. I'm going to go a little bit more because I'm cheap, and also I don't really think we need all that much signal blocking here. Of course, wrong way. If I had a nickel for every one of these signals I put down the wrong way, I wouldn't even need to build trains. It's a terrible joke. Please don't laugh at that. And we're just going to build a couple other parts of our station block here. While we have a little bit of cash. And that'll be more than fine for the moment. Again, the best way to lay signals there is just you have the first station segment go in with the you want a signal at the first part of the junction and a signal at the exit part of the junction as soon as you can do it. That allows you to get trains with the or get the most amount of throughput with your trains. We have a ton of oil here, so we are going to go for a fourth train here. Get a little bit more of a long. I don't think we need it, but It's going to slow down our one train ever so slightly. Getting out of there. Speed that up a little bit. Might have screwed this up ever so slightly with these station segments. Yeah, it looks like this train cannot get through because this other train is still in the station block, so we're going to have to fix that. The easiest way to do it, honestly, is just to add another station segment. I think I am just going to do 10s. But of course, we can't build that way. We don't have that luxury. We are going to have to erase some of these signals. Move this operation back a little bit. There we are. Try my best not to cause a derailment. Do we need the extra station block? We do not. It does allow us to have a little bit more carrying capacity, though, so it's not bad. Oh, we're up to 372 tons. I guess that explains it. So that's good news. We like to see that. So there's no point in delaying. I mean, goods pay a lot more than oil. What was that stat? Company value? Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. Goods, just to show the people, goods are up here. Oil is down here. Goods are produced, so there is more value in having them go wherever. So unfortunately, we don't have a ton of cash, so it's not going to be the easiest getting this whole operation set up. So what I like to do at this stage in the game is grab a few buses or trams. Actually, they're terrific here. This poor gentleman is just trying to do a little tiny train line. Oh, he's actually going to be delivering these goods, so he's beating us to the punch. We will outcompete him because we're going to have more trains, and we're going to have, well, not at this point, but we will eventually have a higher rating. So I want this to be our intersection. I basically just want to have these tracks coming straight out. And we can deal with the consequence of that later. Now, here is the ever important question. Where do you have this train delivered to? Because again, the goal of this is we want profit per month from vehicles. The farther you put it away, the less money in your pocket, obviously, but you also don't want to wait too long because, again, it's not like goods have a rapid drop-off in their value, but if we look at some of these trains here, they're doing this 106 blocks in 26 days. It's actually not terrible at all. So I will send this decently far. Yeah, we are gonna want to make this a row situation. So first things first, I am going to set up a little tram line just so that we can get some passengers moving and get a little bit of a cash flow. And then we can do some other fun stuff later. I'm doing this just so that I have a little bit of money in my pocket, but also I don't want the passenger rating of the station to go too low. I think I'd like to just have it go to the side over here. Simple row, have it swing right back around and enter in on the other side. I might have it go this way, and we'll see how it goes. Let's do first things first. I don't believe there's a building there. Well, we'll make that our turnaround spot then, I guess. Why a tram and not a bus? Well, this carries 12 passengers, this carries 20. It also goes 20 miles an hour. So, profitability. We're going to see like an insane number of passengers at these stations very soon, so I'm just going to get ahead of the game and plop in an additional tram right now. We'll get it going as soon as that other tram gets to the station. Oh my goodness. That's good enough. That's going to be a decent bit of cash for us. Now, the row nature of this is going to be what is most difficult for us to navigate here. I think I am going to have to be a little rude and take away this road here. Don't like doing that. I don't like getting the town sort of on my bad side, but I am going to replace this. Town has nothing to worry about. All right. Now on to the fun stuff. Question is, how do we do this? Best bet may just be to change the land here. We're not exactly rolling in money here. I'm just going to do a very simple station here. Again, not really worrying at all about this is just so I can build the station where I want to. Not really worrying at all about speed. You. And we're going to have to get a little cute with this, but I think we'll be all right. All right, so we've got our main tracks down there. Let's work on just getting one line going in this way. Right, we don't want to be up in the air there, so actually just go kind of straight down. Again, we're going to be using the Baldwin for all of our cargo hauling activities here, so doing the tight turns doesn't matter because top speed is like nothing. And we'll obviously have to figure out this junction more as it develops. Get rid of these for now, and we need our return track. We might have gone a little far there. Not a big deal. Stay elevated for a moment. That's actually fine because we're going to need to come up and over anyway. I'm going to try to go around the back way here. We need to go up and over. We can sure figure that out. I don't like interfering with it. I did not really build this loop so well. Shouldn't have got too cute with that. Go up instead. I don't really need to be going up this high. This is a little excessive. Yeah, this is not pretty, but gotta do what we gotta do here. This is going to be our inbound line, so I'm not going to worry too much about that stuff. Now, could we just have a whole separate line for this and then do the intersection in one place? Yes. Don't really care to set that up at the moment. So yeah, this is going to get out of hand very quickly. Oh, we do have it fully completed. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We do need to block off the rest of this. Throw some over here. And we're ready for some train. How much more money can we borrow? Not a whole lot. So this is as big a train as we can get right now, which is not very big at all, but we'll get there. And yeah, I am going to just work on this, make it a little bit more efficient. And we're going to need another signal situation there very soon. Or station is what I meant. Because as you see, we're going to have a train waiting here for quite a while. I did not need to do all of that. I was not thinking. That was a big waste of money. Oh well. See, we're just holding up the works here now. Let's build this first. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. And we'll revise that as we need. I think we're okay for the moment. We'll have one to go here. We could probably just pop this in. That should do it. All we need now is another signal in front of the junction, and I think we're all set. It's kind of hard to see this whole situation, but this is doing what we wanted to. It's got 44 crates of goods now. I am going to let it go ahead and just take off right after this. This next train comes in. I don't want it to wait too long. All right, we're nearly there. We're going to send him on his way. So it appears we've done something slightly wrong with our station blocks here. What I'm actually going to do to simplify this, I must have screwed something up here. I am going to end up having to redo it, but for the moment, I'm just going to take away that top track from the other trains there. This train should be all set. There shouldn't be any other intersections that get in the way there. Oh, my goodness. And this one is green, which is what really puzzles me. My guess is that I have these curves a little bit too close together. We're actually going to get a clone of this train going. Eight is going to be a little tight. I ran out of room a little bit. It's a little sad, but we're going to give the goods trains access to the first, the top two tracks here. We're going to give the other trains access to the bottom two tracks. And I believe this should all work out. If it doesn't, we will figure it out. And see, this is, I guess, part of the problem. Once one train tries to take over platform, gets stuck there. Like, ideally, we don't want this situation. We want these goods trains to just go up top. So I'm going to just take that away. We don't really need the extra efficiency there, but it's a good idea in theory. Anyway, we've got more trains to build. Once we have like stupid money, I'm just going to start having like an elevated train that goes kind of around the whole situation, the whole city. I forgot to block off the rest of this, which is really unfortunate. Trains have probably been waiting longer than they should to make their deliveries. That should do it. And we actually want to bring that a little bit more forward because I want to have a station there. And I think I only have 6 cars on here. So we're going to add one more, just get, again, a little bit more profitability. And we're going to go from there. You know, this is, oh, I did not clean up the other end, which is why this train is held up. And this S-bend does not even need to be there either. You can just go, my friend. go swiftly into that night. Yeah, I built a little too close. I got big for my britches, and now I'm paying the price. So we'll keep that cooking, but we should be getting more trains here, and we should be building out this network a little bit better. So let's check out where can we start moving some oil. That's not too great. That's a decent amount. Right, so we actually struck gold here. Finhall. Have to remember that. Terrific, terrific. Out and in. And we just need a couple of signals to mark our blocks. That ought to do it. And away we go. I did want to make another one of these. The 104 tons there. We might even need a third train yet. Before we add any more infrastructure, before we add more vehicles, we definitely need more infrastructure. So we're gonna get cooking with that. I can actually see if I could move this out a little bit. And of course, we gotta move this signal back a little. That's our Chin Head, the name of that place. There's, ooh, we're starting to lose product there, so not great. I think I am going to need a fourth one there. All right, that's not us. That's great news. Uh, 110 tons, and those are 10 tons a piece. So we have 9, we need one more, and that's our full ship. That should be okay. So now that we have a couple extra stations for the oil train lines coming in, I'm going to just get rid of this altogether. Whoops, I didn't mean to do it like that, of course. There's a lot of goods waiting. We could probably get ourselves an additional train here. And this should be fine for what we need here. All right, that's going to be just peachy for a good long set there. That's going to be fine. And now we can focus our attention on other things. This is going to be a little cheesy what I do here, but it is all for the love of the game. Where's a good place to start? We're going to basically have a little tiny train that just goes just right across, just to get us a little bit more cash. That's 80, and the roads are all 48. I picked the wrong spot to go across there. Actually, we'd be way better off starting like at an actual end point, so why don't we do that? So an interesting about this, I opted for the special 240 just because it has a bit of a better top speed, but it's really low power, and the weight just for a couple of cars is really heavy. And this train is struggling to get up to top speed here. That might have been a mistake, but I think we'll be okay. All right, so we've got that cooking. I'll get my train that goes around the perimeter a little later. Let's focus on some other industry opportunities here. At 2 farms, this is really easy to just, we don't even need to row it, just get a couple of really long trains, just bring that whole bit over to this food processing plant. We should be able to fit that all on a single station block, I think. All right, so how about that? We just barely miss it. However, if we make this a terminus station, we just need to be here to pick up this station, so now we've got both. I don't expect our trains are ever going to be this long. Oops, we want to go this way and also this way. And we've got a station, so we're on the clock here. Macro saving the day right now. Now I would consider a row here just because there are going to be a fair bit of trains I know I'll have to deal with on that other line. These houses being up on a hill don't like that too much. That's not so great. Gonna make that a little higher, and we should have enough room. Of course not. One more. That'll accept the food. Terrific. We're gonna have to be creative with this, but all right, we should have a lot of stuff waiting. Love to see that. All right, this is probably inadvisable, but we gotta make hay here while the sun is shining. These are gonna be gigantic trains, and we're gonna need a ton of room on the stations here. But like the acceleration is solid, we're able to get up to our top speed pretty easily. I'm not going to get too fancy just yet. I am going to future-proof us and just row this right off the bat here. No reason not to. Oh, goodness me. So sorry. Ah, stupid. Excuse me. No need to pull any punches there. We've almost got it like fully situated there, so I'm actually pretty good with that. And all that's left to do is just block it off, and we have a good time. Now, it's very important that this is our coming back line. We obviously don't want this train to be going up such a huge cliff like it did to get up here. So again, just blocking it very sparsely for now, but we will proceed with the other side. If that stops it, I'll be extremely sad. Alright, what I figured. This is a really long route. It's unbelievable. I mean, we're gonna make a ton of money, but that's the problem there. We're gonna lose a lot. Oops, that's the wrong situation. Oh, please don't do that. Please don't do that. This needs another locomotive anyway. And I just want to tighten that up a little bit. Should be all good. Now, to turn this into a row, what are we going to have to do? Now, we never want trains to be stopped there. So what I think I'd actually like is to split off of here earlier and just, well, I think it kind of is what it is. We're going to need the extra room. I think 3 is going to be way more than enough. Of course. And what we're going for, obviously, is just linking up right there. I actually didn't want that one to do that necessarily. So that was kind of what I wanted, actually. We'll have our third line. Alrighty. Now this is actually a mistake. We don't want our signals that far up, because we would like trains to be able to go to each station as soon as the intersection is clear. I would even maybe justify not having the second set of signals on this side of it, but yeah, it's kind of take it or leave it. I don't think it's a huge deal either way. All right, so we've lost a ton of money there. I'm going to just repay my loan. We don't need a ton moment. Our rating is great. 150 from there, 300 from there. So we're gonna be doing just fine. Next thing we would like to do though is get this food out of the station and over to Flintrock. I'm gonna try to do this a little bit better than I did before. So now, what I said before, this actually does justify having an additional set of signal blocks on either side because we have another junction here. Go figure. There's no real great way to do this. I'm just going to keep it all elevated. Give the trains a chance to go through the junction. We don't really need to do this. I think it looks a little cooler, and it might be more efficient, but we're gonna, I guess, find out. So this will always be considered an intersection, so I really don't care too much about that stretch. It's really just so that once trains get out of here, they have a little bit of breathing room. Since we're already elevated here, there's no reason we couldn't make another row situation. Of course, a little premature there. We're getting close to the end here. I think this last system will do it for us as far as profitability goes. And this part does kind of suck because we are a little close to the edge here. Oh, Chinhead, that's us. We might need a couple more trains there. And again, this is our line going back, so we have a little bit of flexibility here. And I think we may have lined this up really well. Ah, almost. Ah, once again, we missed. I think this is what we needed. And that's exactly what I wanted. That's already been built. So I could actually go into here. From this section, I could build one more and go into here. From this section, I can build one more, and that's already been built. So now we have this really elaborate junction, which is just going to let trains from both sides come in and leave. It's a little elaborate. It's not too fancy, though. And we don't even have a station here, so let's fix that. I'm just going to do 10 on this side. I don't think we need the whole rest of the situation there. And that's even going to be way too long, so we're going to get rid of a few of these. Another locomotive for good measure. It's going to nuke our profitability slightly, but I think the overall is going to be well worth it. And we can let that chill for a bit. Get this on fast forward. And that'll do it. Wow. Oh, before we even got this train to run, it was just getting our grain trains running a little bit. And I mean, $3 grand a month, and that's only held up because it took so long, probably. Passenger train was really the way to do it. And we could have done a whole lot more of these. No reason we couldn't. Um, Obviously, like the stations have a ton of people coming in. Yeah, it's maxing out on passengers every time. We're keeping good ratings. It's just a match made in heaven. And like turning a profit of like $3,600 every 13 days. It's just terrific. So there you have it. That's Feed Flintrock. We're gonna go ahead and call it for this one. Sorry about the failed station situation over here. It's a little unfortunate, but sometimes that's how it goes. Anyway, thanks for watching this one, and we will see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.